Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Wow.
Ms. Maxwell, did you and Jeffrey Epstein attempt to surround yourselves with influential individuals to curry favor and shield yourselves from potential scrutiny?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right
This
to
probably
silence.
cost us millions of dollars, by the way.
Let the
Yeah, it
record
did.
reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
Watch this, there's
I
30
invoke
minutes.
my
It's
Fifth
almost
Amendment
over.
right to silence.
I would be pissed too. Honestly, after seeing this, I can see why they're mad.
Can you please provide
I'd be
us
mad
with
as fuck
all
with this.
the names of other additional co-conspirators?
You spend all this
in
time
crimes
waiting for
perpetrated
this,
by
and then
you
this is what
and Jeffrey
happens.
Epstein?
She roaches out like a
I
bitch.
invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell,
Oh my
please be
god.
very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, is it your intention to answer every question put to you by the committee today with the assertion of your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
She's spamming.
The answer to that is yes also. So just as her lawyer, I'll tell you yes, that's
Yeah.
her intention.
Man, how fucking annoying. Oh my god, that is fucking annoying. Ghislaine Maxwell prison time before Trump moved her into a country crowd for pro-Trump testimony. So this was her? Ooh. She's sitting there doing nothing, huh? Damn, she walking around. Honestly, like, I don't blame her. Like, bro, you doing fucking nothing all day. Yeah. Damn. Damn, she ain't got a computer either? Well, that's actually probably a good thing she didn't have a computer. She's fast. She is fast. It's a good thing we caught her. Really? Like, can you imagine we weren't able to catch her? Oh my god. She's crying. Now, this is my opinion, right? Just start working out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Minecraft at she's faster than Sonic. She is. And so she didn't do nothing else. And why is a girl, is there a stream room? Yeah, it's her stream room. So, we're losing free labor? Yeah, think about this, right? Think about how many big rocks she could turn into little rocks. I mean, she's using all this energy doing nothing. Like, if we took all these prisoners and we forced them into labor, I think that we'd just be in a totally better situation. We would be. We'd be in such a better situation. So yeah, there it is. And why she's standing exactly. License plate factory? Yeah. She turned small kids into nuggets before? I heard about that. It's actually jerky. But anyway, so Ghislaine Maxwell will testify before Congress on February 9. What is today? February 9.
Just chilling, smoking, watching shit.
9. So let's see what she said. Fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Didn't say a goddamn thing. What a fucking bitch.
We know that there are more than 36 associates, family members, and individuals directly associated with Donald Trump named in those files. Now, there are now at least 9 or 10 other countries across the world that have opened investigations or forced their leaders to step down because of their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein. And the United States government is engaged in an active cover-up of the largest sex trafficking scandal and influence peddling scandal in the history of the United States, and Donald Trump is right at the center of it.
He should release the rest of it, absolutely.
And the person who is living to prevent.
But it's not about, the thing is, like, these people, keep in mind, she doesn't care about the survivors, she doesn't care about Epstein, she doesn't care about people being raped, she doesn't care about any of that. The only reason why she's saying this is so she can weaponize it against Donald Trump. This is not a good actor.
Provide the evidence, who knows what is going on,
Okay,
is
right,
trying to invoke the Fifth to buy her clemency.
So,
We know that
so
there.
this is what it is, right? And what's the
To Comer a letter with 6 or 7 questions. Things like, who were the other co-conspirators? Who were the other men who raped these underage girls?
Good
Did
question.
she have any conversations about a deal with Donald Trump?
Good question.
And she's taken a blanket Fifth Amendment on any question. And my view is that many of my questions don't in any way incriminate her. So we'll see what she does. But there's 7 questions that I have specifically asked, and the assumption is she's pleading the Fifth to each one of those, and the American people will see that there's an inconsistency. Why
You're
did
right.
she not plead the Fifth when Blanche asked her questions, and now she's pleading the Fifth about things that don't implicate her, but may implicate many of the other powerful people in the Epstein class that committed these crimes.
That's right. No, 100%. And this is the thing. They're untouchable, so it's all irrelevant. That's contempt. Well, I don't know really if that's true or not. And so we're going to go, I don't even want to listen to this bitch, honestly. She's just a retard.
Nice.
After watching Ghost Maxwell receive some question, unless she gets clemency, she will be sent back to maximum security immediately. Not good enough. See, like, there's a lot of ways we can get
I love me some freedom.
answers out of people. But how is it like, how do you think we figured out all that shit with Al Qaeda? You know, they might say, well, you shouldn't do that. Well, fuck, why not? Why not? I mean, like, you gotta be creative about this stuff.
To the questions that were asked that would advance our investigation, to help us learn.
She don't want to play.
What
she
we
don't wanna
did
play
not
school.
get were any substantive answers to the questions that were asked that would advance our investigation.
Yep, see?
To help us learn who were the other men involved in these crimes. To help us learn who were the others who knew about these crimes. To help us learn what exactly was said between Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell that led her to be transferred to a minimum security prison. What we did get was another episode in her long-running campaign for clemency from President Trump. And President Trump could end that today.
What did
He could rule out clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell.
He should not rule it out. You should use it. If she can, think about it like this, right? Like, she's effectively out of the game. Like, she's done. If you can get multiple very powerful, very influential people that currently have power and influence, would you trade that for her? In a second. In a fucking heartbeat, you would do that. Anybody who wouldn't do that is a grandstander. You're a moron. Absolutely, you go for that. But it has to be convictions, not accusations. I'm talking about convictions. She's a nobody. Yeah, exactly. And so she's useless. Exactly. So especially your enemies. Well, anybody, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it's a serious thing. They don't want her talking either, I bet. I bet they're just faking it. The domino pieces start falling. It's a security risk not to do that. Exactly. Which criminal witness doesn't try to trade info for clemency? Even just the threat of clemency would make people roach out. Absolutely. And so, I know it's retarded. Why can't we just hit him into the reverse and just say if you invoke the Fifth, you're guilty? Well, I mean, like, again, I think that there's a lot of ways you can handle it. 5 people, 5 convictions will lead to the next people? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Nobody listen. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Always, every day.
As expected, Ghislaine Maxwell took the Fifth and refused to answer any questions. This obviously is very disappointing. We had many questions to ask about the crimes she and Epstein committed, as well as questions about potential co-conspirators. We sincerely want to get to the truth of the American people and justice for the survivors. That's what this investigation is about.
Yeah, right. Okay, so invoke the Fifth Amendment. So she didn't even want to go out and say anything about this.
Jeffrey Epstein case this week as his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, prepares for her first deposition.
But there may not be as many fireworks because, as Congressman Ro Khanna claims, Maxwell plans to plead the fifth. Now, this also comes as lawmakers demand more transparency by forcing people like Bill and Hillary Clinton and the Gates to testify. Joining us now is a member of the House Oversight Committee, South Carolina gubernatorial candidate and Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Good morning to you, Congresswoman. So, if Ghislaine Maxwell takes the fifth today, refuses to answer any questions, what do we expect to learn from her, or do we expect to learn anything today?
Absolutely nothing in the deposition will be.
What I would do is that if she's trying to play games, I'd put her in one of those, like, you know, like those prisons where you can't talk or move or do anything, and they feed you like, you know, like really shitty food, and you can't see the light. Like, I'd put her in one of those boxes, and I would do that, and I'd say, like, you want to come out of the box, and then maybe you could make it smaller on a regular basis, and like a hot box, something like that, straitjacket, yeah, put her, like, I mean, because you can't have this bitch going around playing games like this whenever we get, because we took her out of maximum security prison, but we said, basically, all right, you want to play ball, let's have a conversation, okay, let's, as a measure of good faith, we're going to let you come out of your little box, and now you're going to be in a bigger box. But now, you're not doing bigger box behaviors. You're doing little box behaviors. So if you're behaving like you should be in a little box, then we got to get you out of the big box. We got to put you in the little box again. See how this works? You got to go back to the small box. And honestly, for wasting our time, I feel like it should be even smaller than the box you started with.
For probably less than one half an hour, because the Oversight Committee has been told she will plead the fifth and not provide any information because she's not getting a pardon, she's not getting out of jail, so she's unwilling to assist in the investigation, which is sad for the victim, sad for America, and really just goes to show.
Oh, what a bunch of pussies. What a bunch of pussies. This is pathetic. Can you believe this? I can't believe this. Is embarrassing. How shameful.
How evil this woman is, that she's unwilling to assist and getting really, you know, true predators thrown in jail. It's disgusting.
Yeah, as you said, she wants something in exchange for the testimony. You posted on X that you're.
How about you get something if you give the testimony, and you get something if you don't. You get something really special if you don't.
We're going to be visiting the DOJ this week to review the unredacted Epstein files with Congressman Thomas Massie. Now, this is the first congressional review without the roadblocks. So what do you think that you could learn there? What do you hope to learn?
Well, I want to see some of the individuals that Jeffrey Epstein was communicating with. There are some emails that are referencing underage girls. And maybe potentially parties and that sort of thing where the names have been redacted. Are those victims? Are those potential predators? That sort of thing. One of the things that Congressman Thomas Massie did last night was a post on X, and I'm following and reading all the comments. And so if viewers of Newsmax can ping Thomas and myself at Nancy Mace online on Twitter or on Facebook and let us know what files you want or think we should view in an unredacted manner, that'll help us prioritize.
Why don't you look at the files where they're talking about like buying a giant drum of hydrochloric acid. Sorry, sulfuric acid. Because like in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you need that much? What are you doing with that much sulfuric acid with 6 drums in it? Like, wow. But like, what about this jerky thing? How about that? How about this whole pizza situation? Isn't it weird that Jeffrey Epstein is always talking about pizza, but he never eats pizza? Damn, like that's crazy. What are the odds of that?
Some of this, I'm also looking for the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates. As you all know, last week I pressured the Oversight Committee to say that we will bring him in and he's going to be invited to testify. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to push for subpoena as well. But I want those list of names. I want to see the individuals we think are potential predators, and then I want to figure out who covered it up.
Yeah, Congresswoman, I know the Department of Justice says they're going to make these unredacted files available to all members of Congress that seek access to them. Do you worry that Democrats will use that as an excuse to try to trash Donald Trump again? Because we know that they...
I'm so sick of this fucking bullshit, bro. Like, can we just kill all the pedophiles? Like, why don't we just do that? Like, what are we doing? Like, why don't we just kill all the pedophile rapists? Like, why don't we just... What is the... Like, how is there even an argument about this? Really? Like, I'm so annoyed by this because it's like, Everybody should be on the same page here. We should all be on the same fucking team.
Misled the American people about so-called intelligence that they saw involving Russia. What's to stop them from saying, well, these redacted files say this and that about him, and there's no way to prove it otherwise?
Well, they absolutely will, and anything after 2019 is just pure craziness. I'm in an email somewhere that someone randomly, anonymously emailed into the FBI about me and Ron DeSantis about something that happened in 2008. I didn't know who Governor DeSantis was back then. I was pregnant and raising babies, but...
Just because somebody's in the files doesn't mean they're guilty. But man, if they're talking to Jeffrey Epstein all the time about food and shit, like that's kind of crazy. Maybe you should look into that. That's the way I see it.
So they will use that,
different.
and they have done it that way, but also at the same time, we have to show that justice will be done. I'm actually going to participate in an event this week that we just had several people arrested for sex trafficking in South Carolina. And this stuff goes around all around the country. Nobody ever goes to jail. Those who are predators just get to walk free. The rich, the famous, the powerful. You have money or you're in Hollywood. Everyone else is above the law, but the laws for the average American, well, you go to jail, right? So it's just, you know, the discrepancy in the two-tiered system of justice is what we want to expose. I also want to expose people on both sides of the aisle who covered it up.
Yeah, I mean, this morning we've been talking a lot about, you know, people saying, well, we need to obey these laws, but not those laws, you know, picking and choosing what you think is important to you. You've been demanding transparency no matter who's involved. The Clintons now have agreed to testify. You're risking a lot, though, politically by going after some of the high-profile Epstein associates. I mean, there are, you know, some names that sort of leaked out there. Has it been worth it?
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Congresswoman?
Okay, I can hear you now. What was the question?
I was just asking about, you know, we've been hearing from a lot of different groups in the country talking about, you know, laws they want to abide by, laws that they don't think they should abide by, you know, especially with ICE and such. But you've been really focused on, you know, taking the gauze away, opening up, you know, to the sunlight. But that is a politically risky move also because of high-profile associates of Epstein's. So I was wondering what you thought had been worth it so far.
Well, I don't...
The whole thing's been worth it. What do you mean? Like, it's the truth. People should know what the truth is. Like, I don't know why, like, people are thinking about this like it's a tool. Like, it's obviously bad. And the thing is, as well, is that anybody who's compromised in these files can no longer be seen as somebody who can run a country who you can trust. Because those people now are compromised in a way that they can't really, like, they can be blackmailed and pressured into doing anything. So the president, well, I don't know. I mean, that's why I say you got to look into it. Like, I don't think you need to go after people like, what people keep bringing, oh, Trump. That's not the only way I'm looking at it. See, there's people that they don't even give a fuck about this shit. They don't care about the idea. They care about attacking Trump with it. Guys, it's a lot bigger than that. That's literally it, pure TDS. Yeah, unironic Trump derangement syndrome. It's not just that. Of course Trump should go to jail if they find out that there's enough evidence to convict him of something. Duh. No shit. Who wouldn't think that? A retard?
I make decisions not because of any certain strategic political calculus to the detriment of my political and professional and personal life. As you all can see, I get smeared in the press all the time because I'm not beholden to anyone in the establishment in either party. I'm going to do what is morally, I believe, morally clear, morally correct, to protect my constituents, to protect children, especially. This is part of who I am and my persona. So for many of us, it is very risky to go after these people. But for me, I believe that it is worth it because the middle class feels that they aren't being heard, that they're being left behind because they aren't rich and powerful or rich and famous. And I'm here to show them that there are people in politics, in Congress, who care about them and their livelihood and care about putting bad people away who should go to jail. And I'm reminded of Dinah in the Bible, who was assaulted, and they tried to negotiate their way out of it. And it seems like in thousands of years, not much has changed.
No, it hasn't. The only difference is that back then they didn't even give a shit about consent. No, this is always what's going to happen. It's human nature. The problem is that you allow it to happen. It's not, the problem isn't that Epstein happened. The problem is that Epstein was allowed to happen.
With regards to women and children who are victims, and I'm here to change that, do whatever I can to show them that I care.
Yeah. All right. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, thanks for waking up early and starting.
No, I mean, there it is, right? I think she's right about that. Maxwell, a criminal predator. She knew exactly what she was doing. How dare she claim to be a victim? Maxwell's as evil as it gets. Well, she's saying whatever she needs to do, right? And that's it. And so if they don't have her, here's the way I'm seeing it, right? If they don't have her talking, you must comply or face punishment. You deserve justice for what you did. Yeah, exactly. Gillis and Maxwell's lawyer said his client will only speak if Trump. Okay, so this is really the statement here. So this is what I was looking for. Let me see if I can find it on, I don't know if it was on my Twitter or not. We're going to look at it. And the problem is nothing's going to happen. No arrests or nothing. Maybe, right? I don't know. But I'm going to get to it. Let me see. Yeah, this is the post that he made. So Gillis saying Maxwell's lawyer has said that Maxwell will continue to maintain silence unless granted clemency by President Trump, claiming that her trial has been fundamentally unfair. Members of the committee, so this is the statement I gave to the committee explaining why.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every
And this is the guy representing her. Gillis and Maxwell invoked her constitutional right to silence this morning before Representative James Comer and the House Oversight Committee. Here is the statement that I gave to the committee explaining why. Members of the committee, on my advice, Gillis and Maxwell will respectfully invoke her Fifth Amendment to right to silence and decline to answer questions today, though she would very much like to answer your questions. She must remain silent because Ms. Maxwell is a habeas habeas petition and is currently pending that's currently pending and demonstrates that her conviction rests on a fundamentally unfair trial. For example, jurors lied during their voir dire, I don't know what this is, to secure seats in the jury, and the government promised immunity and then broke that promise. Newly disclosed documents now demonstrate these facts conclusively. If the committee and the American public truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened, there is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Only she can provide the complete account. Some may not like what they hear, but the truth matters. For example, both President Trump and President Clinton are innocent of any wrongdoing. Ms. Maxwell alone can explain why, and the public is entitled to that explanation. Thank you. So they're basically, so she's saying that this is the messaging that she's trying to go through. She's trying to act like, oh, I'm going to exonerate Donald, and that way he's going to give me a free pass. Like, that's what's going on, then prove it. And so the lawyer's going to end up dead in a few years? Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. So could the leverage also be death penalty for Ghislaine for names? Well, that's what I would do, right? Is I would say, I mean, this is just really what I would do. Is I would just take this person, I would say, listen, you know, you either give us 5 names that lead to convictions or we kill you, period. That's what's going to happen. And give her 24 hours. That's it. 24 hours, 5 names. And if they don't lead to convictions, if a single one doesn't, you're dead. 10? I'd say 10, sure. Like, people want to say 10, that's okay. Slowly, she dead either way, bro? Like, yeah, exactly, only 5? Well, I'm a reasonable guy. And yeah, death's the mercy for them though. Bro, she'd stonewall you, then she'd be dead. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. And give her to Hamas. I mean, like, yeah, and also, like, why is it that, like, I mean, this is, because you got to keep in mind, like, these are billionaires, world leaders. Like, this is a matter of world security. Like, this is not the time for people to be considering and thinking about, oh, but that's mean to do. No, bro. Like, this is about national security. It's about world security. It's about figuring out if there is a fucking pedophile elite cult of people that eat babies and sacrifice them to Satan. Like, and guaranteed raping underage girls. Like, this is that's assumed, but it's like way more than that. It's way more than that. And so, like, really, like, and there's a greater evil. There is a greater evil. There is. Going back to 1600, they only care about Trump. Yeah, exactly. And they start World War III. The 5 would be another 10. Yeah, exactly. And so, what is this here? Billionaires think that they're above morals, so let's bring down to our morals. Well, it's more that, I mean, and again, it's the right thing to do, because if you don't do this and you don't let this happen, what will end up going on is that you'll just have these people go free and they'll do it again. And that's the problem, is that you have to set an example, because if you don't set an example, other people won't realize what they did wrong. That's the reason why. If it's all that horrible shit, and also having the most powerful leaders compromised as well, well, that's the other thing too you've got to keep in mind, is that if these leaders are actually as implicated as they seem to be, it means that they are totally compromised and you can't rely on their leadership. Because now they have something about them that is so bad and problematic that other people that are in powerful positions have access to, that they can hold that person accountable and control their behavior, which puts everybody at risk. The only way to get a real story is clemency. I would give her clemency for sure. I definitely would, but I would only do it on the condition that the names that she gives and everything lead to convictions of people. Like, I would never give her clemency as like a blanket thing unless there's actually like a conclusion to it. What's clemency? Well, like, yeah, there have to be conditions to this, right? Because, like, for example, like, let's say we give her clemency and then she just comes out and says a bunch of bullshit and says Trump's innocent. Well, people are never going to believe that, number one. So there's not really, like, that doesn't move the ball in any other direction. It makes no difference at all. But what's to stop these powerful leaders from paying everybody off? Well, I don't know. I mean, like, accountability from the voting population. Like, money matters until people will lose their position. Because if they lose their position, they can't leverage the money anymore. So the votes do matter more than money, but the problem is that the public isn't able to weaponize that voting. So that's the issue more than anything. Thomas Massey was threatened by Kash Patel? No, I didn't see that at all. Let me see if I can pull that up. Is that real? Like, I don't even believe this. Kash Patel's staff threatened Tom. Wait, what the fuck?
Also, I'm going to say this here on camera because it's important. One of Kash Patel's staff threatened my staff with a criminal investigation if we didn't straighten up and play ball.
I was going to ask you about that, but since you brought it up, and I didn't.
I'm bringing it up.
Okay, you brought it up.
Wow.
And so, like a criminal investigation.
What I hate about this is it shows that they're willing to play ball. It shows that, like, Kash Patel, whenever he's working for something that he thinks is a good idea, he is willing to do some bullshit. He is willing to weaponize the legal system, but I just want him to do that on the right side. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for, is do that on the right side.
And having nothing to do, he said it was going to be a fraud.
Harry.
We're going to investigate one of your staff for fraud.
Yeah.
And he told another one of my staff this. If you guys don't straighten up, you know, if you want to play hardball, if this is how you want to play it or something like that, this member of your staff is going to get criminally investigated for fraud. A very
See, why can't you do this? Why can't we get this Kash Patel on our side? Like, what makes me mad about this is it shows that he has it in him. He is willing to do things that are, like, fucking extreme, like a criminal investigation. What the fuck, man?
Specific threat.
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit. Is he's not on your side? Yeah, I wonder why. I know, it just pisses me off, man. For Israel, he's controlled, that's why. Listen, man, like, him talking about, like, the Epstein files after that, I mean, I really got weirded out by that a lot. I did. Like, for me, I saw that happen, and I was like, is there, like, I mean, there's got to be something going on here that's, like, you know, he's got to be, like, getting paid for this. He's being threatened. Like, there's something that's going on here. Why some of this stuff unable to be investigated for fraud, though? Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. And also, it's because it's being weaponized. I think that's the reason why it's being discussed. I mean, very clearly, very obviously, right? It's about the British establishment.
Next week,
Mr. Carter, a British question, if I may. What do you say to the man formerly known as Prince Andrew, and to Peter Mandelson, with regard to giving evidence to your committee?
Mandelson may bring down the whole government, from what I hear.
It's true. Well, bro, Keir Starmer's getting cooked for that, and he should be.
Now, he just engaged in terrible behavior. I mean, the allegations are very serious that he was working for Gordon Brown and then feeding information about UK possibly buying euros and having Epstein trade on that. I mean, it is a deeply, deeply troubling. And, you know, Epstein's, I saw this interview with Epstein's former girlfriend talking about how someone is a loser if they weren't mentioned in the Epstein files.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy, bro. Like, you're no, there's no way, right? Like, here, remind me, let me wrap this one up, and then we're gonna go to it.
It's a window into the elite impunity, this club. And by the way, I think this is the most vulnerable the British monarchy has ever been. I mean, I heard they were asking the Queen questions about the Epstein class. They ought to ask the King and Queen questions.
Yeah, true.
Maybe this will be the end of the monarchy.
Well, do you think it could be the end of the monarchy?
Well, if they don't...
The monarchy has been over for a long time. It's symbolic, right? But I know what he's saying. He's not saying that. Like, I get
The
it.
answers are, if they're implicated with an Epstein class, not a good look for the British monarchy.
What questions does it change?
Hey, guys. Do you think the British monarchy is implicated with the Epstein class? What do you think? What do you think? We got any thinkers in here? Oh, man. Yeah, it's about where I'm at, too.
Well, the king has to answer what he knew about Andrew. And just stripping Andrew of a title is not enough. I mean, Andrew needs to come before our committee and start answering questions. I mean, look, if you have allegations of raping a young girl, I don't think the appropriate punishment is you no longer get to be a prince.
Absolutely. That's a real one right there. Yep. You really think you're going to get answers? I think that if we wanted to, if the public wanted to, we could easily get answers. It's so easy. The problem is that so many people are dumb. That's the issue, is they're dumb. It's also like, here's the issue too, nobody really gives a shit. You have very few real ones out there. Very, very few real ones.
There's got to be more than that.
Just a bunch of
Family must have known something that I'm telling you.
They need to answer. The king and queen, and I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand the British.
And people ask, this is Ro Khanna. He and Thomas Massey were the ones that were the two co-authors of the Epstein bill that basically caused this entire domino effect to happen. You know, he's a big Democrat. Thomas Massey is a libertarian Republican. And the two of them kind of came together with bipartisan agreement to, you know, put this bill forward. This is a W, huge W. And it got passed in the Senate. It got passed in the House almost unanimously. Unanimously in the Senate. In the House, there was one guy that voted against it because he's worried about victims being leaked. But, you know, he was still okay with it. So everybody voted for it. President signed it. Total unanimous agreement. Thomas Massey's joined the Democrat Party per 0 Hour and X. I don't know about that. I didn't see that.
Custom, but what's up with this? That you're going and someone's asking the queen a question. The queen is offended that she's being asking a question. I mean, come on. She wears the same clothes. She eats the same food. She's just a human being.
That's
she
right.
needs to answer the same questions anyone does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Asking for their testimony to be public rather than
I believe.
Yeah, I was actually curious what he thought about that, but I don't know. We're going to talk about the... No, I don't even know what you're talking about. And handwritten file that contradicts the official DOJ Inspector General report on Jeffrey Epstein's death. No, I didn't see that at all. I have no idea. Prince Andrew's ex saying something about being a loser. Wait, okay, all right. We've got the link.
It is astonishing that a senior member of the royal family would meet up with, take for dinner, maybe more, invite to Buckingham Palace.
Wait, so
a
this was 3
random
days ago?
26-year-old Russian
Well,
girl,
I
no?
suppose he felt very comfortable with Jeffrey. At that point, how long had they been friends? They'd been friends
So
for a
this
long...
is, hold up, this right here is Prince Andrew's ex-girlfriend. Is that right? I want to make sure I'm understanding this.
time.
Yeah.
Right?
He didn't know the woman, presumably.
No, but I suppose he put all his trust in Jeffrey and just, you know, Jeffrey said, oh, she's a nice girl, she's discreet, she's beautiful, and sort of why not? Like, he's single, and to be honest, like, he should have been charging for these private tours of Buckingham Palace.
You think
She should be sending the girl an invoice, I think.
But why not?
No.
Might be because she's a completely unknown 26-year-old. And he is a very senior member of the royal family.
But
And
he's trying to court the hose. I mean, like, let's be honest, like, that's the reason why. I mean,
He's a guy. He needs to date. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I think it's very hard for anyone to kind of try and imagine being in his shoes. But he's a male. He's single. He needs to date. He's not going to be sitting in a monastery his whole life. So how is he supposed to do that? And so this guy Jeffrey Epstein, he trusted him. You know, he's obviously like they'd known each other for a long time at this point, and he sort of thought, okay, well, he knows beautiful women, and
well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is
You told me to walk us in. Mom never did. Look at Dad.
Andrew said in an interview to the BBC, quote, "That is a picture of me, it is definitely me."
yeah, because imagine, like, he never thought he's going to be shopped into a picture. Like, no one knew. Like, if I saw a picture of me 25 years ago in a location that might have been a friend's house, but I know I hadn't been upstairs, but when you first look at it, you don't imagine that someone could have swapped your heads out and put another head.
It's saying it's a face paint? It's what, it's fake? They say it's fake?
Day happened.
What, it's
and then we have the
Photoshop?
Epstein email from July 2011, which says, Jeffrey Epstein's email, yes, Virginia Giuffre was on my plane, and yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew.
Well,
So-
because he said, because I still believe Jeffrey and Virginia worked together on this.
Jeffrey and Virginia worked together on
setting up Andrew with a fake photo.
And
what? Bullshit.
What the fuck are you talking about?
who believe that because...
Why?
Because that seems the obvious thing. That's what he did.
Because
He
I
was
think
a
so.
blackmailer. It's all coming out. He created, like, in this instance, a photo
Why
to
would you
use as blackmail.
with a fake photo that could easily be proven?
It hasn't. No one's proven it except like people that
So
I know.
she thinks it's fake.
No one's still saying it's
But all the
fake.
people that the BBC at the time of the interview went to the experts in photography to say, is this fake?
Yeah,
said,
but what experts?
I just think people are going to come to the conclusion that
What
You
is everyone believing Jeffrey Epstein now?
you provided no evidence.
Well, there's a photo. There's a photo, and if you say the photo's fake, you have to come up with a reason for why the photo's fake. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, that's clearly the reason why. I mean, I can't even believe this.
Well, but it. Just tell me, is everybody believing Jeffrey Epstein as a Bible?
She's
verse?
trying to use, what she's trying to do is she's trying to use, like, a moral, a moral, like, argument, right? Where she's saying, like, oh, well, you can't trust Jeffrey Epstein because he's this, like, weird, bad guy. Right, okay, sure. There's
I think
videos,
people are
too.
believing Virginia Giuffre.
Really? What? Because she's dead?
Not because she's dead, because it is
This bitch is crazy. Who is this?
overwhelmingly likely the case that
Yeah.
this is a real photo. He really was there. He really did have her arm round her waist. And he's
Okay,
not
I
there.
think what I would love you to do another time is to try and recreate that photo and see what the arm does, because that I can't show it because it's very private, but Andrew recreated that pose, and the arm, it's
What do you mean
impossible.
he recreated that pose?
Standing
impossible,
like that
yeah.
with somebody else, and
He did a mock-up of it.
yeah,
Where?
and the hand, it doesn't work. No one's seen it. This is a private thing, but it's impossible.
Let's turn
Like you would have to have
God.
Inspector Gadget arms to
Put your
have.
arm around the waist of a...
But look how it is. Do we have a photo of it?
We're gonna.
The way.
I mean, like this is crazy. How's she so? This is. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Source, trust me, bro. Like, yeah, this is the photo. Yeah, we're all right. We got the photo. So this is the photo. Guys, I think this bitch is lying. I do. I think she's lying, man. She's lying to try. I don't know what she's doing this for. This looks normal. Yeah, bro. You can't listen. You've got to have crazy arms. Like, your arms have to be so long to do this. Like Inspector Gadget, right? What the fuck is she talking about? This is crazy.
It's impossible, Tom.
Yeah.
His height does not. She is a 5'5".
Yeah.
He's 6 foot, 6'1".
You talked about the tape.
But I still want to go on about this Virginia thing because,
Yeah.
you know, just before she passed away, her lies were unraveling. Like, finally people were kind of realizing, okay, this girl is making up stories.
Yeah.
And then she conveniently dies. And
I don't think it's convenience.
convenient for her,
She's
you
dead.
know, is she dead? I mean, I think.
Damn, bro, this bitch is retarded. Who is this?
She is like, I don't even think Jeffrey
Oh my
Epstein's
God.
dead anymore,
She's a
to be
British
honest.
person.
You don't think Jeffrey
That's the
Epstein?
average
No,
British
I don't.
person.
I think he
What
might
would
be
lead you to
alive.
that?
What is wrong with her?
Just, I'd seen one of those emails, one of the ones that ended up in the files, and I think that prison guard needs to be interviewed. The one that he said he saw the bodies being switched out.
Yeah, they all need to be.
So
all those
your honest
prisoners.
belief is that Jeffrey Epstein is alive somewhere?
I said it's not my honest belief, but I think it's a possibility.
Of course it's a
Where might
possibility.
he
Israel, everyone is saying.
Right, right.
So
Everyone is
Well,
saying.
we will. Otherwise, I'm
Everyone
going to
is
ask Trump
saying.
myself. Like, I saw
You meant
him
to ask Trump to...
myself. I saw him on Christmas Eve, and we had
Yeah.
a good conversation, and he even gave me his White House pen. And
What did you talk about?
England, he's like very concerned about this country falling apart, and
Fucking based.
he's completely
Yeah.
backing Nigel Farage. And
Fucking based.
yeah, he gave me his
Alright.
pen. That's his White House on it, and I thought the next time I see him, I'm going to be saying to him, "I've been signing some pardons for you, Mr. President."
Do you think he'd release those tapes?
What the hell is she talking about?
Acquiesce to that?
Yeah, it's not going to affect him.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try and find
He's
out
obviously
more.
implicated in the Epstein stuff quite heavily, isn't he?
He's not implicated. Like, the guy had really, like, you know, he cut his ties with Epstein very early on, you know. The thing is, what people can see from these Epstein files, he knew everybody that was very powerful.
Is this gonna be it?
So, like, if you were on the scene and you were powerful, like, to be honest, like, if you're not in those files, it would be an insult. Because it just means that you were a bit of a loser.
Right.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. So she goes and says, if you're not in the Epstein files, you were kind of a loser. Bro, this bitch is insane. And this is all in 6 minutes. She said all this. Oh my God.
And you were powerful, like, to be honest, like, if you're not in those files, it would be an insult.
What the fuck?
Because it just means that you were a bit of a loser.
Right, so the people who aren't in the files are losers.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my.
Lady Victoria Harvey,
Wow.
former girlfriend of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's.
Uh-huh.
That's an astonishing attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're not in the Epstein files,
You're kind
it's
of
an
a loser.
insult.
Yeah.
You're a loser. Now,
Wow. Wow, bro, that bitch is insane. Can you believe that? You think she's manipulated to distract from the files?
What
I
the
have no
fuck is she
idea. I have
talking
no
about,
clue
right?
whatsoever. Neurons are gone? Yeah, bro, what the fuck? Money can't buy you brain cells. This lady is disgusting. Yeah, what an insult to my brain. ghoul. How can anyone defend any of this?
What a
yeah,
ghoul.
this is absolutely insane. Like, I don't even know what to say. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like, you know, she's just out there going there saying this shit. Let me see if I can find the rest of this stuff and look at it, because it's just insane. And this is the FBI document. Take a look at this one. Cut ties very early on. This photo was from 2015. Let me see. I pulled this up. 2015. Oh. Oh, there it is. Wow. And also, like, the thing is that, I mean, whenever he resigned from his position, I feel like that kind of, to me, like, am I wrong for saying that whenever I see somebody do that, I think that they're kind of guilty, right? I mean, they're a little bit guilty for that. Because really, it's like, yeah, it's just like earn my money, lie, get up there and lie like that? I don't know. And so, yeah, it's an admission. Absolutely, bro. Like, this is it. FBI document, Epstein files, shows how a decoy body was used. Wait, what? Addressing it was separate from the MC building where Epstein's body was being guarded, responsible for it in order to thwart the media. Wait, what is this? In order to thwart the media, blank, blank, and used boxes and sheets to create what appeared to be a human body, which was put into the white OCME vehicle, which the press followed, allowing the black vehicle to depart with unnoticed with Epstein's
body.
Guys.
She was feels like rage bait. Yeah, it's
What?
definitely a terrible take.
Is this a tip or real? It's an interview of an individual.
And she was saying, everybody's saying that he's still alive and he's in Israel. It's like, who the fuck is she talking to that she says everybody is saying that? It's like, what the hell?
I don't know who it is. It's blacked out, obviously. So that picture's like, it's a conspiracy. Every conspiracy was right. That means they avoided the media doing this? Yes, that's what it could mean. Or it could mean something else. 4chan prison guard. Maybe you're right. I don't know. And I was originally understanding when it was posted on 4chan. Yeah, because, like, what do you, like, isn't it weird that the guy, I mean, and remember whenever he said they didn't need to go through the same processes that other people did for getting into the prison? Like, don't you find that to be kind of odd? I find that to be extremely odd. Newly released Epstein documents, here's another one, reveal FBI agent purposefully removed a hard drive from jail video recording system, intentionally erasing all prison footage during the time of Epstein's death. I mean, you see stuff happen, right? Holy crap, this is it here, right? In order, he advised the FBI agent was the one who pulled out the DVR. He advised that by replacing both hard drives, the system would be wiped. And he had advised the MCC of that. Oh boy. Advised that only one hard drive of the camera system was working at the time of the incident in August 10th, 2019. When a DVR went bad, none of the cameras recorded. There was a system failure of DVR on July 29th, 2019, and the motherboard failed on DVR August 8th, 2019. The drive failure occurred on August 10th. After the incident, Blank was asked about the cameras. There were 2 new hard drives to install, but installing the new hard drives would mean all the prior data would be lost. The warden wanted the video. So it looks like they removed the whole thing. Too many coincidences? Oh my God. What a time to be alive. Yeah, so Bondi lied? I mean, I don't know or not. I mean, they might not have seen this. I have no idea. And so whenever I see all this stuff, it's fucking insane. And this is, oh, by the way, this is Jon Stewart. Here we go. Here it is. Let's watch it.
My God. Could it be any clearer that John Podesta and his brother are running a family-owned child sex ring? What else would love to get a piece of me? That was, my God. Could it be any clearer that John Podesta and his brother are running a family-owned child sex ring? What else would love to get a piece of me?
Somebody asked Jon Stewart what he thinks about this shit now. Because I'm kind of curious, right? I mean, because really, there have been some new things that have come to light recently, and I feel like this new information has had a very, very different slant to it. It really has. Wow, what are the odds of that?
That was the famous Pizzagate conspiracy. When people were so obsessed with finding evidence of sex trafficking, they built a whole code book and applied it to those emails.
Yeah, but you got to admit, though, right, is like it's kind of crazy that code book, like, isn't it weird that the code book that all these conspiracy theorists came up with turns out to be the exact same vocabulary that they're using privately? I mean, like, what do you think the odds of that are? I mean, that's kind of crazy that, like, people discerned a coded language, and then 5 or 10 years later, after that, files come out that just seem to reinforce that coded language word for word, like point for point. Isn't that weird?
What they found were numerous references to pizza, a term Urban Dictionary says is slang for child pornography. So somehow they concluded that Podesta and company were speaking in code.
These conspiracy theorists started saying that pizza and cheese and pasta were code words, referring in fact to child.
Somebody gotta check out Jon Stewart. And the thing is that, I'm gonna be real, I thought this was stupid too. I did. I thought this was ridiculous. And I can make fun of Jon Stewart as much as I want, but the truth is that I was one of these people too.
Columbia, engineered for whatever.
Hey, last one down buys the Ultras.
Like, because at the time, I didn't feel like there was enough evidence for it. Like, I was like, yeah, maybe it's happening, maybe not, right? But I didn't really believe it. I did not. And I was actually pretty definitive about not believing it. But, like, now that this new information comes out, I mean, you got to admit, whenever you were a little bit too fast to the punch there. Sure seems like it's more true than I thought it was going to be. You had different reasons for not believing it? What's hard to say?
Why did the Podesta emails mention the code word pasta for either little boy or sex 78 times?
Yeah, well, there we go. And I think that's an interesting question. And where is this here? When Jon Stewart debunked Pizzagate, what is this? When Jon Stewart debunked Pizzagate, a screenshot of an email from Tony Podesta to John Podesta was deceptively cropped so you can't see the full email. Here is the email not cropped. As you can see, he wrote that he would love to get pizza for an hour. The context is obviously important since you can't get food for an hour, providing that he's not talking about actual pizza. I think this is a horrible argument. You can absolutely go get food for an hour. Like, what do you mean? Like, I regularly get food for an hour. Like, what do you mean?
Like, yeah, what?
Like, I don't think that's weird. Like, what is he saying? Would love to get pizza for an hour. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. This isn't a smoking gun. I don't think so at all. No one talks like that? Really? I don't know. Like, I think I've said to people before, like, do you want to get food, you know, and eat for like an hour or something? Like, I feel like I've said that before. I do. Now, I could be wrong, but like overall, I do feel like I've said that. I don't think that's crazy at all. Wait, what? He says he's not a pedophile.
McCarthyism that has afflicted America since the 1950s. I want you to look at this paper that has been reproduced and sent by the Justice Department. It's called Prominent Names. There's a list of prominent people who've been accused. Every single name of every accuser has been blacked out. So, for example, let's turn to me. It says blank, 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 blacked out, stated she gave him a massage on Epstein's plane, parenthesis, not a minor. So let's understand that. This is an adult, a woman who was on Epstein's plane, she says. I was never on an Epstein plane with a young woman. Right. I never got on this. This is total defamation, a total lie, but I can't disprove it because they won't give me her name. That's McCarthyism. On the issue of his spying for the... Okay, well, let me continue.
Let's get to that.
Go ahead. For the Mossad, that comes from what is called an undercover confidential source. I happen to know who the source is. The source is somebody who the FBI investigated, found to be totally incredible, lacked all credibility. This is the worst form of McCarthyism. Why are we tolerating this? Why are we allowing accusations without the names of the accusers? For example, in my case, it's an adult woman. We don't know whether she's a victim. We don't know whether she's a perpetrator. We don't know whether she's a co-conspirator. Why do you hide her name and produce the name of the people who are accused? That's guilt by accusation. That's
I mean, why do you hide the name of the person who's a victim and not the person who gets named? I mean, like, what are we talking about? I mean, obviously you're going to, like, it's inconvenient, and he has a point, though. You're right. He does have a point. But at the same time, there is a greater good that this information has to show. And again, like, is it embarrassing that you're in these files? Yeah, it's embarrassing that you're in the files. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we should give out the names of the victims. Like, duh. I mean, sometimes there are bad things and collateral damage that happen. Like, that's life.
guilt by association. It's McCarthyism. It's wrong. It's unconstitutional. It has to stop.
What?
The
It's
media is playing a role in
unconstitutional.
this. Politicians are playing a role in this. Epstein will never
Let
be
me jump in
remembered
for a
for
second.
this. He will be remembered for inciting McCarthyism that infects America now more than it ever has since the 1950s. It has to stop.
Jesus Christ! I feel like this is that is so fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Oh my God! In this situation, giving the names of the victims that can testify can result in them being dead. Yeah, exactly. The main goal is to protect the victims. If they reveal and suffer any harm, what are the odds of future victims coming forward? Exactly. Yeah, there it is. They were talking about a young girl returning and a little girl praying for Jesus. This was from Jeffrey Epstein himself. Blank said that she felt God's presence next to her when she was in bed. She knows that Jesus watches over her. And he helped save her life. Whoops. You should dress up as him when you see her. Man. Bro, like, this is evil. Yes, it's actually, this is what I was saying before, is that you can't make a movie of Jeffrey Epstein. You're not able to do that. The reason why is that it's so bad and so evil that it's just fucking insane. Like, it's absolutely fucking insane, and it's so crazy that, yeah, absolutely that's the case. 100% it is. He's out of his fucking mind. Why is the name redacted? That's an evil response? It is. It's a crazy, crazy response. Yeah, who's talking about this? This is insane. Very unconstitutional. Like like just being in the Epstein files doesn't make you guilty. The same can be said about the alleged victims. Yeah, definitely. Why is the font different? I have no idea why. But I mean, you're trying to say it's fake? Yeah, these people are fucking awful. Oh my God. And so anyway, let's scroll down. We'll look at the rest of this here. A new mouth comes out this week. Oh, geez. Epstein loves the torture video. Board recipient fits Mendelsohn pixel for pixel. Man. Mandelson, excuse me. Mandelson, wow.
Mandelson.
That's about right, isn't it? Holy fucking shit. And reality supersedes fiction? Yeah, I guess so, doesn't it? And this is just crazy. The autists cannot be stopped. Yeah, they're figuring all this stuff out. Peter Mandelson right there. There's another one, obviously. And there it is. And Republican running for governor in Minnesota withdrew from the race after his daughter was found stabbed to death. What the fuck? I didn't see that at all. Oh my God. And where is it here? Is it after, dude, you see, if you ate kids, you're gonna fucking die? What the fuck? Alex Jones exposes, okay, this is some other random bullshit. This is something else too. And damn, bro, like, wow. It's also more on Prince Andrew. He might get finally criminally investigated. Well, what's this? Let me see if I can find it. He going and posting me. How about that? Is this a new one? New Andrew emails appear to Epstein appear to pass on confidential investment information.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor appears to have knowingly shared confidential information with Jeffrey Epstein when, as Prince Andrew, he was a UK trade envoy. Emails seen by the BBC from the recently released Epstein files show Mr. Mountbatten Windsor apparently passing on details of investment opportunities. Official guidance says trade envoys have a duty of confidentiality with sensitive commercial or political information. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been contacted for comment. Here's our investigations correspondent, Andy Verity.
So he could have basically like shared confidential information while he was in a position that that would have been illegal to do.
This is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor in the present day, stripped of his titles and roles after revelations of his past dealings with Jeffrey Epstein.
Embarrassment, sir. Is Andrew resigning?
He was already under pressure about it 15 years ago after newspaper revelations in March 2011 saying the financier already...
Honestly, that gets me fucked up, man. 2011 was 15 years ago. Oh my God. Wow.
By then convicted of soliciting a child for prostitution and helped pay off his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson's debts. Emails in the latest batch of files released by the US Department of Justice appear to indicate that weeks earlier, on the 30th of November 2010, the then Prince received reports about his official visits as a British trade envoy to Vietnam, Singapore and China. 5 minutes later, he sent them to Epstein.
I'm carrying on.
5 minutes later, so he just going, wait, let me listen to that again?
Visits as a British trade envoy, November 2010, the then Prince received reports about his official visits as a British trade envoy to Vietnam, Singapore and China. 5 minutes later, he sent them to Epstein.
Bro.
I'm carrying on.
The former Duke of York told Newsnight he last saw Epstein in early December 2010 to break off their friendship.
I have no recollection.
But on Christmas Eve, he emailed Epstein a briefing he knew was confidential on investment opportunities in the reconstruction of Helmand Province, Afghanistan.
Why would you just say, from the Duke, attached is a confidential brief? It's like these people never even thought they would get caught. This is insane. In fucking Gmail too, yes. Oh my God.
Funded by British government money. And further emails show he was still suggesting other investments for Epstein weeks later.
Yes.
Under official guidance, trade envoys have a duty of confidentiality over sensitive commercial or political information about relevant visits. The former Duke of York has been contacted for comment, but has not responded. Andy Verity, BBC News.
I bet he is. Yep, I bet he hasn't had anything to say. There are usually automatic signatures sent outside the organization. Just the ending of this interview is insane now. Okay, let me see if I can find it. So where is it? So this is the end of the interview.
You've talked about a thick skin. I wonder if you have any sense now of guilt, regret, or shame about any of your behaviour and your friendship with Epstein.
As far as Mr. Epstein is concerned, it was the wrong decision to go and see him in 2010.
Sure was.
As far
You
as
fucked up.
my association with him was concerned, it had some seriously beneficial outcomes in areas that have nothing to do with what I would describe as what we're talking about today.
With what I would describe as what we're talking about today? Like, does that mean with women, or does that mean with confidential information? What a weird, so there were a lot of benefits. Wait a minute. So there were a lot of benefits to being in this relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Like what?
On balance,
Yeah, I wonder.
Could I have avoided ever meeting him? Probably not. And that's because of my friendship.
Don't oh yeah, well, he's everywhere. He can have, dude, you were hanging out with this guy all the time. It's not like this is an acquaintance at a party that you took a photo with. Like, what do you mean? This is like, oh, somebody I knew a couple of times, I even went to dinner with this guy. Nah, bro, you knew this guy, you were hanging out with him all the time.
It was inevitable that we would have come across each other. Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah.
Unbecoming.
In the sense that he was a sex offender.
Oh my god, it's unbecoming.
Was I right in having him as a friend at the time? Bearing in mind this was some years before he was accused of being a sex offender.
How unbecoming.
I don't think there was anything wrong then. The problem was the fact.
I can see why he had to leave. This guy really, he says some stupid ass shit. This guy's a moron.
That once he had been convicted,
You stayed with him.
I stayed.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that
that's
as
what
it were, I kick myself for on a daily
I
basis.
kick myself for hanging out with this generational, prolific, international, I would kick myself for that too. Jeez, guys, I really messed up there, huh?
Because it was not something that was becoming of a member of our family. And we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
This interview has been exceptionally rare. You might not speak on this subject again. Is there anything you feel has been left unsaid that you would like to say now?
Any nectar?
No.
Where are you from?
Don't miss All Elite Wrestling Grand Slam Australia after earning his shot.
I mean, Portland, Oregon. How about you? Indiana. Sweet. How's the weather there lately? You guys get a bunch of snow?
No, I don't think so. I think you've
Does that have
probably
anything to
dragged
say?
back most of what is required, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunity that you've given me to be able to discuss this with you.
Your Royal Highness, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Man, how about that? That's really weird.
I mean, what we're after.
I've never been, but I'd like to. Sounds fun to travel. Cold as fuck, not much snow though. I feel you.
Is the
that's good.
The men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those names published.
Yeah.
We're not out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ.
Yeah.
So, but our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302 forms, to also produce these documents.
Sure.
The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why.
Sure, this is going to happen for sure, guys.
But there needs
Definitely.
to be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that. But it's also clear,
What a mystery.
just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right?
Right.
And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
What's your message to Pam Bondi after what you saw today?
Need to do a little more work. And I would like, we'll see her at the Judiciary Committee here in a couple days.
Yeah, he wants the names of the women? Well, I don't know. I mean, again, did the removal of the redacting trick not work anymore? Yeah, exactly. Thomas on his Twitter is dropping hints on who's redacted? Wait, really? No way.
How much new information then did you see that was unredacted, or did it look pretty similar to what we've seen publicly?
Where do you...
what we're after...
Oh, I'd love to visit places all over. Hello, Native American. Greetings from a white man. You too, bro. That's what's up. I'd love to just visit all over the place. Appreciate your favor, man.
Is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those things
No way. No way. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
published. We're not out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms.
Yeah.
What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ. So,
who did that? They got to figure this out. The big problem that I have with this is that it's taking too long. Like right now, like this has been going on now for like a couple of months. Really, it's been going on for a couple of months. If Trump did, well, I mean, like, what do you think my opinion is if Trump did that? Like, it's the most extreme opinion that you could possibly have.
I guess Trump. I guess Trump did an interview yesterday. Let's check that out.
Is an NBC News special, the full President Trump interview from the Oval Office. Reporting tonight, Tom Yamas.
It has become an annual American tradition. On Super Bowl Sunday, the President of the United States sits down for a wide-ranging interview ahead of the big game. This week, I spoke with President Trump in the Oval Office, and tonight we present the full conversation. The President making a number of headlines discussing everything from the midterm elections to the economy to his administration's handling of the immigration crackdown, telling me what he learned from Minneapolis and about where ICE could head next. And with the affordability crisis impacting so many Americans right now, you'll hear about what he said and when to expect economic relief. And as the Republican Party faces growing pressures ahead of the midterms, what he said about the possibility of a Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio presidential ticket in 2028. Plus what Trump says FBI agents were looking for when they raided an election office in Georgia, and his warning to Iran's supreme leader after that country's deadly protest crackdown. And the notable response when asked about his relationship with former President Bill Clinton. But we begin our conversation with the Super Bowl and whether he was ready to make a prediction. Mr. President, we thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
As you know, Americans are getting ready for the Super Bowl, for this great big game, and you have two teams, the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. Who do you...
The big problem.
Set my feed.
Jim Apple.
AI can't fly.
How's it going? Pineac Media. I'm doing pretty good. Just looking for something else to watch tonight. What's up, Ross?
Hot honey sauce.
How's your day going?
Good morning, everybody. A beautiful thing happened 50 years ago. It was a miracle, actually. Kay and Rich Heidecker birthed a baby boy named Tim Richard, aka Dick Heidecker, in a little steel mill town called Allentown, Pennsylvania. Music was his first love. He absorbed all the classic rock music of the 60s like the Beatles and Kenny Loggins. He was also a religious boy, a good Catholic boy, and he was voted #1 singer in his Catholic church by Priest Daniels. In 1990,
what is my favorite streamer? Probably, I guess, Asmongold or whatever. It's the only one I can think of.
or everything changed when Tim met his future comedy life partner Eric Werheimer at Temple University in Philadelphia. The two young men learned how to make janky, unprofessional art films and how to perform in them because the equipment there was from 1981. And they didn't know any other actors. But that creative partnership continued after graduation with the absurdist videos that were
I'm in Portland, Oregon, United States.
perfect for the early days of internet video. That's pre-YouTube, everybody.
I didn't start it again yet. Quite yet. I still need to watch those videos, those tutorial things. I don't know. It takes so much effort to game. I feel like. I've just been watching shit.
And Napster. I think Napster was
And actually, I've been just like. I've been watching stuff, but I've been like bored because I've been just like, I don't know. I've been watching shit, but I'm like uninterested.
So I come from the great land of the chief.
Guess I'll watch this one.
First beer of the way. Is there enough for everything? Oh, right there. Yeah. Oh, I got this.
For sure, for sure. What's up, vlog?
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I come from the great land of the chieftain, Elizabeth Warren. And I would like to know, Maura Healey is our governor, and she has asked citizens of Massachusetts to take illegal immigrants into their homes and house them because they don't have enough housing for all of them. So I just want to know, answer my question first. Are you willing to do what Maura Healey asked the citizens of Massachusetts to do and house illegal immigrants in your own home? Because she asked us to do that.
Well, okay, all right. So you gotta understand that, like, well, I didn't listen. Whenever I wanted illegal immigrants to be in the country, I didn't mean near me. No, I didn't mean that at all.
I wasn't willing to do that, but I was wondering.
You don't have to. And that's exactly the point I'm about to make. You're very easily entertained. You, the way, very easily entertained. You're making the point I was about to make, which is it's voluntary. She's asking citizens to step up if they want. She's forcing you. And by the way, we already have programs. Be quiet. You're right there. I know. I'm getting to it. I'm getting. Just be quiet. I'm getting to it. If you listen.
He said, see, this is the reason why I would never do this. Because, like, this is, like, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, could I just click on that person and ban them? Like, I would never have to think about that.
As he's going to get to it, I'll leave him for now. Okay. Unfortunately, I will not be taking anybody in because I have a one.
Oh, wow. What a surprise.
Bedroom in New York City. It's very.
Oh, I've got a one-bedroom apartment. Oh, so space is scarce for you. So it's people that have more room than you that have to do it instead. Well, well, well. What a surprise. Go figure. How convenient for you. No is illegal in a one-bedroom studio apartment.
Very expensive. So.
Hold on, you have a one-bedroom?
Yeah.
You don't have a studio?
No, I do not.
A lot of New Yorkers have studios.
Well, it depends on where you live.
It depends on where you live.
Yeah.
But if you live, where do you live? Well, you
Well,
don't
I
I don't want to get that.
I can say it.
But you have a one-bedroom.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people have studios in New York, so you have an extra room.
Wow. These people want to write checks that other people have to cash. Welcome to everything. This is their entire mentality. This man. Don't make me face reality. Honestly, I used to not be a big fan of Michael, but he's really grown on me. He has. He's been cooking recently.
No, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't have any space. Unfortunately, for now, I don't have any space. But if you have space in your home and you want to play,
but like as a theoretical, okay, now let me get back onto the script of me virtue signaling, but not actually doing this. Oh right, yeah. So now let's get right back to it. Is logic a body? Well, it's not logic. This is the thing that I'm saying, is that it's completely self-serving narcissistic values. There is no virtue in this at all.
to a program that we've already had for a very long time. You can do so, but nobody's forcing you to take anybody in your home.
Well, they are, really. They're forcing you to take people in your community. Like, would he want to live next door? Like, if he had a wife and kids, would you want to live next door to a family or to a house with 5 illegal alien military-aged men in it if you had 2 young girls? Would you want to live in, would you want to be in that situation? No, absolutely not. So this is the kind of stuff that, like, people like this, it's always an abstraction. It's always, well, you know, it's not in my house. Well, it's also not, you don't want it in your neighborhood either. At the end of the day, this is what these people want to do. They want to flood the country with infinity third worlders so it can satisfy their suicidal empathy. That's what they care about. They care about being seen as a good person and making the right opinions. This is outrageous. None of these people want to deal with illegal aliens themselves. They want other people to deal with it, and then they can reap the virtue rewards themselves. Rules for thee, but
Shopify returns got you chasing emails and spreadsheets. Connect ShipStation with Shopify, and your returns basically run themselves. Labels. Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. All day.
I think I'm about to restart my stream. I need to check something on my phone. Be right back.